Welcome to Podcast Name, where we dive deep into the tools and technologies shaping our digital world. Today, we're exploring an exciting tool for developers and engineers called benchi, a minimal benchmarking framework that's making it easier to measure the performance of applications and infrastructure. So what's the deal with benchi? Well, it's all about simplifying the benchmarking process, particularly by leveraging Docker to create isolated environments. This means you can run benchmarks without worrying about the usual setup hassles. Imagine being able to spin up a whole environment just for your tests with a few simple commands. Let's unpack some of its key features. One of the standout functionalities is its Docker integration. With benchi, you can define and manage your benchmarking environments using Docker Compose. This allows you to ensure that all dependencies and services are running in a controlled manner, kind of like having your own mini lab for each test. And speaking of tests, benchi automates metrics collection by exporting them in CSV format. You can analyze results later without diving deep into logs. Talk about a time saver. Did you ever find yourself drowning in lines of log files? This feature solves that headache. Now let's not forget about custom hooks. These allow users to run specific commands at different stages of the benchmark. Think of it as giving your benchmarking process the flexibility to adapt to different needs. As we get into the nuts and bolts, I'll guide you on how to install benchi. You can download the latest release, or for the more tech-savvy, simply run a command using go to install it. It's pretty straightforward, perfect for those of you who don't want to spend ages on setup. Once installed, running benchmarks is a breeze. You just point to a configuration file and run a command, easy as pie. And let's be honest, who doesn't love when things just work? Now, let's talk about results. When you run a benchmark, benchi stores results in a neatly organized folder named after the current date and time. This means that you can easily trace back through your benchmarks, a bit like keeping a diary of your testing history. Plus, the results are processed using a trimmed mean, ensuring that outliers don't throw your data off. Have you ever had that one test that was way out of whack? This system helps you dodge those pitfalls. Moving on, there's a lot to love about its network capabilities. Benchi automatically creates a Docker network named benchi for you. Imagine the convenience. It's like having a dedicated highway for all your benchmarking services. As we move towards the end, I want you to visualize how you would use benchi in a real-world scenario. Let's say you're developing a new application and want to test how it performs under load. Instead of the typical rigmarole of setting up environments and tools, you could quickly spin up everything using benchi, create your benchmarks to test various scenarios, and get results faster than you could brew a cup of coffee. In closing, benchi is not just about running benchmarks. It's about making the entire process smarter, faster, and way more efficient. It simplifies setups with Docker integration, automates metrics collection, and allows for custom hooks, all while keeping your workflow smooth and hassle-free. So if you're into performance testing or just want to get your applications health checked regularly, give benchi a look. And before we sign off, here's a question for the audience. What's your biggest challenge when it comes to benchmarking? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Podcast Name. Catch us next time as we explore another exciting tool. Until then, keep experimenting and pushing the boundaries of technology.